Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review City of Lies. And this is a crime drama focusing on Russell Poole and Jack Jackson, who had been investigating the murders of the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur. And this film is directed by Brad Furman, and who had previously directed The Lincoln Lawyer and The Infiltrator, which I'm a huge fan of. It's somewhere right up there with Bryan Cranston and Diane Kruger. I'm definitely a huge fan of that film, so I'm like, oh, okay. I'm looking forward to seeing this. And I've heard good things about The Lincoln Lawyer. And this film is starring Johnny Depp and Forest Whitaker, which is an interesting combo in 2021, especially for a film that apparently was filmed like in 2018. So this film has been on the shelf for a little bit and is finally getting released between, tumultuous things like COVID and Johnny Depp's acting career and personal life. So this film finally gets released, and I have to say the direction that Furman brings to the table is very 90s and bland. And in what I mean by 90s, this looks like this could have been in the same vein as Heat. It has that very specific look to it, except this film lacked the cinematography and the style and energy that Michael Mann brings to his films. It has that very grayish tinted raw look to it, but it doesn't pack that same kind of energy as Heat. Heat is a force to be reckoned with. This feels like we're kind of just going through the motions directing wise, and it comes off feeling pretty bland and gray and blah in terms of style, which is a little disappointing. But from a pacing perspective, I feel like for a film that's almost 2 hours, it moved pretty well. And it builds a decent amount of tension. It falls into the same kind of idea as Zodiac, where it's like you're trying to set this whole entire story based up on a real life unsolved mystery or set of unsolved mysteries. So it's like, how invested are we going to get knowing that there's not going to be a true payoff for that case, except for something that maybe the film comes up with its own? And this film particularly leans into the fact that the cops were behind the death of Notorious B.I.G. And I don't know how close to the truth that is. I'm not really an expert on this, but these are based off of two real guys who really worked on this case. And it's an interesting look into their relationship and their workings and that environment in the late 90s where those murders happened and where Poole tries to fight against the system to try to prove something. And in this film, it shows Johnny Depp still can act. And he does a really fine job here. And it shows that he really is a talented actor. I took him seriously in this film. And it makes me wish that pre all of his personal stuff, he stopped blobbing on makeup and acting like a clown and actually did some real acting a lot of the times that didn't feel like him going through the motions. And this doesn't feel like it's going through the motions, and I think it's a understated yet committed performance. He captures that obsession, which is captured considerably better in Zodiac, because you have Fincher making that film. Zodiac is an underappreciated masterpiece, in my opinion. This, Johnny Depp is really committed to his performance, but the film lacks the level of craft and suspense that, say, a Zodiac does. There's no scene in this particularly like that basement scene in Zodiac, but you do have some intense moments that do bring some solid tension, especially a attempted takedown of a dirty cop that Depp has to do later in the film. And then you have Forest Whitaker doing his Forest Whitaker thing where he's doing a strange accent or cadence in the way that he speaks, but he's still a committed and talented actor. Forrest Whitaker's an Academy Award-winning actor, and it shows in this film that he can commit to these performances and do something. And the two of them are really strong leads in this film and really carry the proceedings, even though film never feels like it has a full and engaging payoff. And unfortunately, a lot of the direction feels a little flat. It does have an interesting set of supporting actors. You have Shea Wingham, who pops up in so much stuff, Toby Huss, who most recently has been in Dickinson, which I absolutely love him as Emily's father. And, you have Zed from Pulp Fiction, who pops up in one scene and gives up an intense cop performance. And you have a lot of great moving pieces here, but it never really comes together to be a fully intense and engaging film. This feels like David Ayer, Michael Mann light. And unfortunately, it never, for me, became something that's like, this is good. I really like this. It's sad at, there's things I enjoyed about this, the performances and the story and some intense scenes, but it never fully clicked getting past this is just an okay and serviceable crime mystery that I think if you're interested in the subject, really will pique your interest. Because there are some moments that are really inspired, like Johnny Depp. There's a scene where he's walking through the murder of Notorious B.I.G. and they're using car models and stuff like that, and it's so edited together well, and the scene plays out in an interesting and engaging way. There's not enough inspired moments like that to really pull this film together. But it's very close to being a good and enjoyable film for me. And maybe as I think about it, it might, even just sitting here thinking about there's more to this movie than maybe I thought coming into this review. It's definitely going to be around the center, though, for many people, I feel like. And I think people are going to enjoy it, and I think get enough out of it. And it's sitting there on virtual cinemas, so maybe go give this film a try. But those are my thoughts on City of Lies. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.